Okay, like, I keep the Draco like after the switch. 220 gloss with Lilo and Stitch. How you be talking, you already missed. Keeping it clean, no lean in my piss. Looking extravagant, call me Young Chris. Never collecting, I always keep blitz. Stacking like Pringles, but I ain't no chips. Hit it with Tisa Korean, I hit then I dip. I ain't a cop with the Glock on my hip. And I been vibing like I'm in a wrist. Ain't need no Gucci or Louis, cause I ride the fist. Pistol 3D, turn that boy to blitz. Make you go blind when you look at the wrist. And I really be spinning like I have a list. Rubbing on me like she need no wish. Shining red gel like a beacon. I got the choppers, they beaming. He on his pier, he licking. Up in there, look like I'm geeking. You was a stitch, you be squeaking. Kill him with no other reason. Kill him with no other meaning. I saw my wrist to be prison. Forget what you feeling. We really be scheming if you can't get on. Then why is you fiending? When I'm with choppers, you better be ready. She coming my way, had a wop, no fitty. Send it to the highway, that bit ain't steady. She subbing on it like she eat a spaghetti. She wanna spend fine, not some need no Freddy. Ice dripping on my neck, looking real sweaty. Rockin' all white with the ice like a Yeti. We got all them choppers and coming real heavy. Yeah, and I done with the Jose pass like a blunt. She don't let that roll, so I hit from the front. Yo, blicky don't matter, it's just for a stunt. Rolling up, passing out, smelling like skunk. All you in TZ, I'm smoking that runch, ayy. BROKE, Yeah, you was a bum, ayy. One glove hit him just like Michael Jackson. I got the choppers, get straight to the action. I think it's gang up, but them to the trashing. Killing them kills, right sixes on fractions. Capping my rap, but that's stuck as I'm fasting. Dropped a new song and I got some new raps. He done with the smoke, then he better step back in. The music be booming. Hit with the ruler like he is a student. Who tryna set me up? I am not stupid. You was a baby, you be like Cupid. He's talking all to that chopper, unmuted. Who knew you be? You not included. Blick got a glizzy, choppers secluded. They say that I'm tripping, I'm really just cooling. I get the choppers on him and I shoot it. Yeah.
Can't know I've been staying over. Fucked it so long, I'm finally sober. To the edge, I've been drawing closer. Lately I'm a loner, a stoner, a loser. Nothing really matters in the end when we fade away. Fade away, all that I will awake. I just wanna find a way to make you stay, to make you stay. I just wanna levitate, don't hesitate to make you wait. I just wanna fuck you till my bones and blood disintegrate. I just wanna touch you, feel your body, eat right next to me. I just wanna love you, wanna fuck you, wanna levitate. Levitate, I'll levitate. No matter what, like this, I just don't throw my way. I levitate, all damn night I'll stay awake. Spill my fucking guts and everything I've got all on the page. Lost my best friend, fuck that, it's over. So many moments never found their closure. Alone, lazy fucking stoner. Lately I've been thinking this was destined to be over. Yeah, fucking pussy, so sick listening to groaning. Bad damn time you man up to mistakes, not time you own them. I've been feeling lonesome, alone, and so homesick. Driving on reflecting past 3 months, that shit was toxic. Yeah, I'll levitate. No matter what, like this, I just don't throw my way.
Yo, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend. I didn't do a whole lot. I went out on Saturday, but that was pretty much it. The rest, just kind of rested and what. Yeah, I hope you guys had a good weekend. It pretty much rained here, so not much I could do. I had said in the title that something big is happening for Bitcoin. Yes, part of it's kind of clickbait. You know, I have to. The space is dying. In order to grab an audience, I have to make them want to click on my video. But first and foremost, new headset. Super happy about it. I went with the Steel Series. Super nice. A lot of you guys know I'm like a competitive gamer. Needed a nice headset. But yeah, for a lot of you that came in for the first part of the stream, that's my girlfriend's younger brother. He's 13. Like, he's 13 and he's so good at rap. Like, so good. When he posts more music, I'll definitely play more. If you guys don't like it, you know, I can play other stuff, but figured, you know, I can't play any copyrighted music on YouTube, so I'm just kind of like playing whatever I got. Trying to change it up here a little bit. What's up? Yes, sir. How you doing, man? Joe, what's up? What's my thoughts on this popular opinion going around that the market is going to be like 28 to 30K before next correction? Okay, so there's actually a saying in trading, big saying, and it's called flock opposite the herd. When we were doing this, when we were dumping in here, I was telling my students, stop looking for shorts, stop shorting, don't enter shorts. I started saying that when we got to here, and then we dumped a ton. And I got a lot of backlash, like, hey, why are you telling us to stop shorting? Why are you, you don't know what you're doing, all this and all that. Well, now we're at 24K. So if you shorted anywhere in here, you're at a loss. When everyone starts doing the same thing, usually it's time to flip bias. Usually it's time to look for other trades. So when we were all the way down here, you guys know I've been macro bearish for a very long time. That's probably not going to change anytime soon. Not even if we get to 30K. And honestly, I don't think we're going to get there. I think the end of the move is this week. I really do. And we'll go over that soon. But essentially, for all of this move, up until we broke 21,000 and retested it, everyone and their mother has been bearish. So short-term trades, I've been looking for longs. A lot of people know I longed this. I made like 3 or 4% off that. I longed some of this, made some money off that. A lot of you guys know that I longed this breakout here, took some profit up here. So I was looking for shorter-term trades, like on the long end of things. Yes, I have started my dollar cost average. I'm buying, a little bit each week, no matter what the price is. But in terms of trading, I was looking for longs. I'm not looking for shorts in this range. Now I'm looking for shorts. I'd like a perfect setup. We'll get to that soon. But there's a saying in trading, when everyone is saying something's going to happen, it's not going to happen. Swim against the school, flock against, flock opposite the herd. Basically, when all of retail is saying, oh, we're gonna pump to 100K, or everyone's like 100K, we never even got there. Now everyone's saying, oh, 10K Bitcoin, 6K, 3K Bitcoin. It's never going to get there. Fortunately or unfortunately, I do think the bottom is between here and 12. I still think that we're going to at least retest 17 or 18, somewhere around there. But this whole notion that 30K is going to happen when everyone and their mother who's long thinks that 30K is going to happen isn't going to happen. Exchanges don't make money when you make money. They make money when you are either losing or just placing a ton of trades because they make money off the fees. But so if you're a market maker or an exchange, you're not going to let 30K happen because everyone's going to take profits there. So all these people that might have longed in this area and might be at a win right now are actually going to hold this trade into a loss because we're never going to get to 30K. We will get to 30K at some point, but in this trading range, there's no shot we get to 30K without at least retesting a low, without building momentum. Guys, this isn't momentum. I had told my students, I made a decent analogy, and maybe some of you will laugh at this. This movement, one, is just consolidation. Over the last, really about 2 months, we have not done anything but do this. But unfortunately, some people just see the green candles and the fact that from here to here, we're up, and you should have longed, you should have done this. Okay, well, if you shorted from here well, to here, you'd also be in profit. So it really depends on how you look at it. But what I try to do is I try to see the big trading range. We've literally done nothing over the last 2 months. Nothing. Unless you long the bottom or somewhat longed a breakout here, you're barely in a gain. If you short it up here and you're still holding, you're at a gain as well. So this whole notion that everyone missed the bottom and all this other bullshit, that's just not real, and ignore that. Bitcoin has literally done this. This is the analogy I made. Bitcoin is like when you go out and you get whiskey dick. There's no momentum. There's nothing bullish about this. We're literally going sideways. We're barely trending up. We're consolidating to either continue our downtrend or at least to retest lows before officially going higher. No upward move in Bitcoin's history has ever done has ever done something like this, right? It's usually a nice gradual upward move, especially if it's bullish, even midterm bullish, even if we're going to get a 50% move out of this. This is all just creating traps for retail, creating traps for traders, building liquidity. None of this is bullish. This is just a consolidation range to continue trend, more or less. What's up? Do you believe we'll correct now to like the 11th of August and then rallied? Yeah, like again, guys, stop saying 26 to 28K. It's not going to happen. This is like the people that said 100K. It's not, it'll happen eventually, but it's not going to happen now. I think this upward move's pretty much exhausting before we put another leg down. Max 25K to get more FOMO. No, I really don't think we're going to break 25K even. I really think this move's over. Like I said, we're going to go over some TA in a minute, just kind of answering some of your guys' questions. My noob crypto friends are all turning bullish in the last week, and it's really annoying. Yeah, that's the thing, is they do something like this, and people start reading all the tweets like, oh, the bottom's in. Oh, Crypto said that the bottom's in, and you should see his big long trade that he's in. Like, guys, these people don't even know what they're doing at all. Like, at all. And second of all, they're using this relief rally to bait everyone to create liquidity and make exchanges money. In what world does retail ever walk away winning? Generally, they don't. Generally, they walk in losing. They usually don't do well. I'm already seeing multitudes of signs of exhaustion. Multiple reasons to at least put us down to this 21K area at minimum. But we're going to get to that. Let's go over our index stocks first. So looking at the weekly, looks like we're starting off the week red. Ultimately, our plan was we were going to get a relief rally and then head lower. I still don't believe that this macro environment is any way, shape, or form bullish. This whole idea of a melt up, I don't believe is going to happen. I think the melt up actually happened after COVID. A lot of our upward movement post-COVID didn't make a lot of sense. A lot of people were suffering. A lot of businesses had to shut down. So yes, the markets rallied back, but then went parabolic for another year while everyone was, kind of suffered for that time. So all this money was printed for no reason up in here. And now we're seeing the repercussions from that. I think we have a long way to go in this kind of recessive time period, and this whole Fed pivot ideology, I just don't see happening. I don't see that. I think we're going to hit, have our next CPI. Inflation's still going to be going up because, let's be honest, I don't know about any of you guys, but have you been to the grocery store? Have you gone out to eat? Have you bought anything in the last month since the last CPI, since even 2 CPIs ago? Shit is expensive, right? Like, I'll give you a little side story. Girlfriend and I went, and a couple other, and one of her friends that was in town went to go get margaritas. We got 3 margaritas, and yeah, they were like the bigger, the big margarita. But we used to go to this place. They're like $10 for 3 margaritas. It was $100, $100 for 3 margaritas. Like, how are people going to be able to afford going out and eating and doing these things a year from now? Because inflation doesn't just disappear in 1 week. It's going to take years to drive that number down. Maybe Bitcoin doesn't do too much, but some alts are doing really good. Most alts are still down 80% from all-time highs. That's the other thing is you have all these people that'll say, oh, like here you go. We'll draw like an altcoin. So your shitcoin, we're just going to put shitcoin. Let's say we'll just draw some numbers here. So let's say shitcoin hits $10, right? So it rises from the depths of wherever the fuck it came from. It goes all the way to $10, right? All the way to $10. And then nukes all the way down to $2, okay? So it did a minus 80%, right? Say your shitcoin goes down 70, 80%. We'll say 80%. Drops 80%. Well, let's say it goes from $2 or whatever it's at and goes up to $4, right? So it goes up to $4. It does this. Okay, so your headlines and your moon boys and your inexperienced traders that are just looking for engagement are going to say, oh my God, shitcoin just did a 2x, just went up 100%. It's so strong. Okay, but from all-time high, it's still down 60%, right? Like it dumped 80% and recovered 20% of that. Not to mention, whenever you see a sharp drop and a quick rise like this is generally a dead cat bounce, which is one, just a relief rally, and two, it's never bullish. It is literally never bullish. I mean, I'll show you Ethereum. So Ethereum, perfect example. In 2017 or 2018, from, let's say, all-time high, we dumped 75% with literally no relief rally. And then we rallied, 128%. And everyone's saying, oh my God, Ethereum has bottomed, Ethereum this, Ethereum that, Ethereum's the gold mine, and you're going to get rich if you buy it now. Okay, so it went up 128%. Great, but it was still down almost 50% from its all-time high. And after its relief rally, it continued to dump even lower, and it went down 95% from all-time highs. And you can be that one person in this this chat right now, and you can say, oh, well, you could have made so much money if you bought the bottom and sold the top. Okay, well, I'd also make a lot of money if I won the lottery too, but that's also extremely unlikely. Calling bottoms and tops is impossible. If there's a setup, obviously you can trade it. But for most people and most people that are in this market have less than 1 year of trading experience. They're not even going to catch part of this move. They're probably going to buy like right here and end up holding this into a loss, right? Like my job has been to give you guys more of a macro perspective and give you an honest, unbiased opinion on what is actually happening. And what is actually happening is something like this. I mean, you can even see it clearly here, right? Like, how on earth are you going to tell me that this is a bottom when we've seen the exact same thing happen right here? And even still, Ethereum from bottom to top went up 66%. Here it went up, 106%. Quite a nice bounce. But even here in 2018 or whatever, we saw that, 125%, 138%? Like, these sharp moves, which are very, very noticeable, are literally just dead cat bounces. You need a big period of accumulation before you can even fathom a large upward move. This is not accumulation, guys. Especially look at volume. I mean, you pull out Bitcoin's weekly. Look at this volume, and look how it's moving. Again, you had many relief rallies in 2018. Again, we had the same exact scenario here. We're seeing it again here with volume now tapering off. This is happening over and over again, but people are still convinced that the bottom's going to be in every time it happens. It's unbelievable. But back to the Dow Jones. So essentially, we kind of hit a resistance area here. We can maybe put this line somewhere around here. We've clearly tapped some kind of resistance. I think the relief rally's over. I'm in the mindset that this is at least going to retest the lows, if not go lower. We had a validated head and shoulders here with a retest, with a second relief rally here from testing these lows. I think we go lower. I also noticed on RSI, we're now at 50. We have now completely reset RSI, and we can go lower. All of our indicators have been reset to continue the downtrend. S&P, same thing. Not going to waste a lot of time here. We've clearly hit a resistance area. Last week we hit it, and this week we went just a little bit higher, but ultimately hitting it. Same with the Dow Jones. All this was relief. You can see how flat volume is here. you know, nothing really speaks bullish to me. We still have a validated head and shoulders, even a breakdown retest. I mean, if we really want to, we could say breakdown, retest, continuation, correct? That is perfectly normal in a downtrend. And same with the NASDAQ. NASDAQ now rejecting that area of resistance and should continue down with the other index stocks. Isn't the world idea that alts are pumping just proving that the market is distributing, which is a huge sign of momentum going down? Yeah, that's the other thing. When altcoins start pumping really hard, it usually means everything's going to dump soon. And I say usually, you know, sometimes it's not the case. Yeah, nothing's ever certain in trading. If we live in certainty, you will get absolutely wrecked trading. But when you're seeing altcoins and you're seeing like Doge and Atom and HBAR and some of these coins that really aren't Ethereum or even really, I would even put Link in that category. When you start seeing Link pop off, Litecoin pop off, XTZ, Mana, One's up 10% today. And we're saying that this is bullish? We're saying, really? We've seen it once already. Regardless, we're seeing all these coins kind of pop off. And Bitcoin's not doing anything. Bitcoin's actually still failing at resistance. That's yes, that's a sign of distribution. 100%. I would say start DCA, but don't be putting your whole portfolio in. Yeah. What up, O, by the way? For any of you guys that don't know O, he helps me with some of the video stuff. He's in Discord. Awesome dude. Definitely get to know him if you get a chance. But yeah, DCAing, not a bad choice. Why? Because we're down almost 70% from all-time highs. If you're a true believer in Bitcoin, this is an area you want to be buying. I'm not saying you have to throw, and just like, I'm not saying throw, you know, the whole bank account at it, but just 1% a week, 1%, stack over 2 years. Next bull run, you'll walk away with a 10x. You'll be happy you did it. Whether you get to buy, you know, whether this is the, you know, let's say, oh man, I DCA'd at the local top. Okay, well, you get to buy all the way down. And then when we rip back up, which it's not going to be like this, and you guys know I've talked about this, but I'm just saying, when we do rip back up, your average is somewhere in here. And from 20 to 64,000, you've already 3x your portfolio, and all you did was buy 1% a week. Super safe, super risk-free. Not risk-free, but it's very, very low risk. Let's look at the DXY. Yeah, it's still shocking to me that people think that this is bearish. Game of Trades, that clown, I kind of went over this last week. He drew a parabola like this and said that it broke down. Bitcoin has broken the parabola. That means that it's bearish. Whatever that clown said. Yeah, it was like that. It was literally drawn like this. Okay. So let me zoom out here real quick. If you guys know what a parabola is, it's actually part of a circle. So eventually, and trend can basically hold forever, this thing's eventually going to go do this, right? How on earth does this make any sense at all? He's just looking for engagement. This is actually one of the most bullish charts I've seen in a long time. What we're doing here is holding our uptrend, because our diagonals are uptrend, and we're actually holding a historical level of support. It's really, really hard for me to believe that people think that this is bearish. Theta, VET pumping hard too. Yeah, I mean, like I said, all these altcoins pumping is not a good sign that the market's going to continue in upward momentum. Usually altcoins are used as exit liquidity. So whales will sell their Bitcoin to altcoins, pump the shit out of the altcoin, and then walk out of that altcoin with, you know, some more profit than they went in with their Bitcoin. But for the most part, yeah, alts pumping is never a good sign. Even if we're in a true bull market, that actually means that the bull market's coming to an end. Do we get live charts with you or lines resistance? Just read the description. What are my views on AVAX? I really don't trade altcoins. Most altcoins are useless, and they're literally just exit liquidity or scams. Total charts. I mean, here, guys, just like our stock index charts, we are at resistance. We have said that this is most likely going to come and at least retest the lows, if not continue lower. I believe we continue lower, but that's just my opinion. Total 2, same thing. Looks like we're approaching that area of resistance. Excuse me. And for a long time, we had said that we're most likely going to get relief. So this these couple of green weeks here. That's expected. We just had like 20 red weeks in a row. Like, how can you guys? And it was kind of shocking to me that everyone in like retail is completely bearish and all this. It's like we had 20 red weeks in a row. Do you honestly believe we're going to have another 10 or 20 red weeks in a row? Because if this is something that, if crypto is something that's here to stay and we're bullish on it long term, it's not going to do a Luna and then just come back from the debts. That's not what's going to happen. Total 3, not going to waste a lot of time here. I have no idea how to draw these support and resistance because there's so many big wicks, but I'd assume we're at some level of resistance. Like I said, really hard to draw the support and resistance lines here because there are massive wicks here with that are far off from their closes. Now this is where things get really, really interesting as you tether dominance. We actually have some bullish divergence here. Up in an RSI, we have a MACD that looks like it's flattening for a trend change. We also have a double bottom here. Okay, and what does this mean? So if this double bottom validates, which it'll validate above where I have circled, 6.5, if this validates, Bitcoin and altcoins are going to get absolutely slaughtered. This was the initial dump, and then this was the time of relief for all of that. So essentially you had a big sideways correction for US or tether dominance, and it should continue going higher. This thing, and guys, again, you can't just do this, right? You can't, like, you need correction. We need to reset indicators. This was all of this was a big sign that a correction was going to happen, especially this. This is a nice blow off top. We ended up correcting down a little bit. I'm fully expecting this to go higher. There is one of the cleanest double bottoms I've seen in a while. Very flat volume, nice MACD, and bullish divergences with RSI. This thing is a ticking time bomb to the upside, which means that Bitcoin and alts are literally holding themselves up by a thread. How is the signal? Can you confirm the trend change to bearish? When we lose trend line, usually. I short when I open TradingView and see alts gained high percentages. It's a good strategy, honestly. When alts start pumping, it's usually the end. And if you don't believe me, you can look at any historical movement between Bitcoin and altcoins. Bitcoin pumps first, then alts, and then everything dumps pretty hard. Okay, so on the daily, we don't really need to cover the weekly. I'm of the assumption that the 200 weekly doesn't even matter because we closed below it. And then we went above it, and then closed back below it, and then we closed above it, went below it, then now we're back above it. It's clearly a level that everything's fighting for, but it's not an absolute level. So I'm not trying to give it too much of attention, but just for now, let's look at the daily. So first of all, we have price going up or making higher highs, higher lows, lower volume. That is the first thing I noticed this morning when I did my analysis for all the trading students. An uptrend and a downtrend. So when you are trending, you want volume to trend in the way that price is moving. So if you're going up, you want volume to go up with that trend. That makes it more confident that trend's going to hold. If volume is trending down as price is trending a certain way, that means that trend is weakening. We're currently seeing an uptrend or a very, very slight uptrend with weakening volume. This generally implies bullish price action exhaustion. There's countless examples of this within Bitcoin's history. Another thing I note is we have bearish divergence here with RSI. We also have bearish divergence with MACD. The momentum candles are, it's not obvious here. You have lessening momentum as you're trying to make higher highs. Eventually, this thing's going to crash. I hate to be the guy that's like, eventually it will crash, but when we do a deeper dive, I really think this is the final week. We have so many signs that are pointing to the downside. Maybe they get one last liquidity grab, they send it up, but then it does something like that, like it did in September. But here, clearly, you guys can see we have a double top here, at least forming, and it confirms below 22.6. So with that said, Bitcoin has a double top potential. Tether dominance has a double bottom potential. Those are two things that are confluent with each other, which, again, I believe that could send this market lower. Now, they have to validate, this thing could literally just consolidate and go higher. We won't know until the pattern actually confirms, and it confirms below the circle. Do you do top class video? I'm going to probably open up my trading school again, either in September or October. It just depends because I'm still doing a lot of traveling. B Crypto YouTube Live is very good at predicting. He says Bitcoin will go to 39K. He's right 90% of the time. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. No one in this space is right 90% of the time. And what are his reasonings for going to 39K? The only reason I read this is because people in the chat are going to see this. And first of all, don't advertise other people in my chat. I will lay down the iron hammer on you. I don't care for other people's analysis. I think most traders in the space don't make any money. And frankly, I could care less what someone else thinks. But anyways, 39K. How the hell are we going to pump? No, let's think about this logically. Okay, so 39K is all the way here. So that would be doing almost an 80% move. Like a 70% move. Sorry, my math is a little bit off. How in the hell are we going to pump 70% with all of the bearish indications I just gave you? If you can answer that, I'll give you $100 right now. You got 30 seconds because I'm not giving you any more time than that. I'll literally give you $100 if you can give me 5 reasons why we're going to pump the 39K. Literally. I will pull out you can DM me your Venmo in Discord and I will send it to you. I'm not like Prophet Blue. I'm actually a man of my word. Probably a bot. But it'd be funny if it wasn't. How's the pup? He just got all of his shots today. He rabies, the parvo shot, and then the whatever their yearly shots are. He's good. He's like 145 pounds. He's doing pretty good. I didn't realize he has allergies. He's got like an eye allergy, I guess, to ragweed. I don't know. B Crypto says it's going to happen. Okay, so because it's going to happen, it's going to happen. All right, well, not reading any more comments from you, my friend. You're here for a reason, and that's because you doubt you're Superman, and I'm here to give you the answers. Anyways, yeah, so we kind of covered what I think about the daily. Clearly showing signs of exhaustion. We have a bearish reversal pattern forming here. Lots of bearish price action, lots of divergence. I had made a tweet earlier, there's a lot of divergence. Now, guys, I don't really open up OBV and all these other indicators, but anything with a moving average has divergence right now. I saw from someone's chart OBV, I saw Ichimoku Cloud, I saw several indicators divergence. Now, you guys know I use MACD RSI. The reason why I don't have OBV is because if I add OBV, then it's, my chart just starts to get all cluttered. And to be honest, I look at OBV and RSI the same way, to be honest. So anyways, we're seeing a lot of bearish divergence across the board. Lots of confluence between different indicators, matches with price action, matches with momentum. Someone that said Inspo Crypto said they're going to nuke it. I'm on the same page. I think they can nuke this at any point, and they're holding it up with everything they have. I really thought the move was over here. I really thought that was it. I'm like, we're done. There's no way we go up any higher. Fortunately or unfortunately, we went higher. It happens. Not by much. I mean, realistically, we haven't even made a new all-time high. Not all-time high, but a new range high in about 30 days. So it's been about a month, and price has literally... Now, if we ignore candle colors and everything, this is what price has done over 30 days. It's done nothing. And when price is doing nothing, that's generally an indication that consolidation's happening. Now, you might say, why so much consolidation? Why are we ranging for 2 months? Well, that's because our weekly was massively oversold, and we needed a break. This needed to come back. We're seeing that. Let's see if we can draw a trend line. Maybe not this trend line. And this is, I hate diagonal trend lines for this reason. Because this one's probably going to line up. Look at that. This one almost lines up, and I believe this is from the second all-time. So yeah, so this would match our current. So look at this. We're approaching an RSI resistance. Our MACD RSI is the lowest it's ever been. So all of these things needed relief. We needed this period of sideways and up slightly. And guys, we really haven't pumped that hard. Most people that are claiming that they're making a ton of money in this chop aren't. Okay? No, like, no shot. No shot. Because there's been so many, like, all of these support and resistance lines have been invalidating each other. They've had these huge wicks. There's been a lot of volatility. You know, a lot of people that are claiming they're making a ton of money just aren't. That's just never the case. Oh, look, we got another bot in here. Looks like I'm going to have to get rid of that. Man, that's annoying. Where? Kidding me. I hate doing this, man. Oh, can you ban that bot? It's not letting me. Oh, wait. Gotta. I never have this issue with bots and everything. And unfortunately with Streamlabs, alright, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, with like Streamlabs, I can't ban them. Really annoying. Quality content? Oh, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Let's look at some other stuff. Let's look at the 4 hour. So, over the weekend, shout out to O too, because he saw this with me. Fortunately, we're now making more divergence on the 4 hour as well. There is a super clean inverted head and shoulders. Super clean. This is a nice trading opportunity. You could have bought anywhere where the circle is that I just drawn. Ultimately, your neckline was here. Could have bought a little bit more on the breakout. Honestly, I probably would have sold up here. I ended up selling right here. I was like, the daily looks like shit and I'm not holding this. I don't feel like taking risks that I don't need to take. Another clear indication of divergence that matches our daily. I mean, look at the divergence on MACD. I mean, this is crazy. You have divergence on MACD. You also have divergence on RSI. I believe we have a slightly higher high in RSI compared to this other peak. And if it isn't clear, I mean, look how clean this double top is, which matches our daily. So yes, this move was used as a bull trap to get people to buy all of this, thinking it's a breakout, thinking we're going to go to 28K, and now they're going to send it lower. And that is why I believe that this high is in. I think they've got enough liquidity now. There's a clear reversal pattern on the daily. A lot of people are staring at 15-minute charts and they're not seeing the bigger picture. Lots of people don't see the exhaustion on the daily either, with all of the multitudes of divergence with MACD and RSI. Not to mention, but a lot of people bought this high here. A lot of people thought it was going to break out, got emotional, bought the high. I was telling people earlier this morning, I literally made a post for the students in the analysis kind of program that I run. I said, look for shorts. Actually, last night, I'll even show you guys. And this is just a little sneak peek of how this class works. So, or not just class, but I post analysis every day, every single day. So last night, I said at 1 a.m. last night, which was a long time ago. This was before we even made the double top. I said any pump from here should be a nice shorting opportunity. Volume sucks. Also always pump last in the move, and they are doing so now. And then even here, looking really good for the double top on opportunity if you didn't quite get the high. I mean, we paint it there perfectly. Yes, usually I give an entry and an exit point, like an entry and a stop loss. But it was 1 a.m. and I was feeling lazy. But regardless, huge shorting opportunities. Most of the people that have been in this kind of analysis program or are my Patreons, they know what I'm talking about. Some of them have been there for quite a while. I've got a couple people that have made an unbelievable amount of money paying attention to it, but very, very clean opportunity there. Any pump should be ready and willing to short. You could have shorted at 24.1 when I made this post, and ultimately you'd be up quite a bit right now. So yeah, we're at 23.7, still pulling back. Still pulling back. Let's play Apex. What rank are you? One day you will explain or make a video on my coursework. I'm actually going to create the syllabus this week, post it on Twitter. It'll be a 4-month course. I have to go back and I have to create it. It's going to take me a little while, but I'm going to post it. It'll be a 4-month course. Basically, show you how my trading system works, how to use risk management, how to become an independent trader. And in the meantime, you still get the benefit of seeing all this analysis. How do I compare the 2008 SPX and today? I mean, they look similar, but nothing's ever set in stone. I mean, it's pretty much following 2008 to a T. But yeah, let's see what else can we look at. Let's look at Ethereum. Yeah, if it wasn't even clear, look at Ethereum. I mean, guys, this is not a trend that can sustain itself with volume going down as price is literally going up. This is so clear with multitudes of bearish divergence and momentum slow in MACD. This is a trend that's not going to sustain itself. And I'm not saying we're going to dump, to zero, but it's most likely going to have a swing shift. And we see, something like this and probably retest this $1,000 level. I mean, Ethereum just did a pretty big move. I'd find it hard to believe that it doesn't at least have a decent 20-30% pullback. Does my trading system work for stocks? I don't really trade stocks, but I'm sure it does. It's just going over aspects of TA and swing trading. It's not too complicated, but you have to find confluence. And the biggest thing for me is I've taught a lot of people how to manage their risk, which you can be the worst trader in the world, but if your risk is managed correctly, and if your risk is managed correctly, you will still walk away profitable. You could, like in my trading system, I could lose 9 trades in a row, but on the 10th trade, or whenever I win that next trade, it will exceed my losses by a lot, by quite a bit, because most of the swing trades and with Bitcoin go up like 50 to 80%. The bonds 2-year broke out and is retesting the breakout, so this is bearish. Yeah, I've seen that too. I saw bonds are going parabolic. Pretty crazy. But let's look at Ethereum to Bitcoin. So this is a wild chart. We originally had a head and shoulders. I actually think we had the head and shoulders wrong. I actually think it's this. Because we broke down and nothing really happened at all. I actually think the neckline is here, so we're going to remove some of this. And I hate to completely change the chart, but this just kind of makes sense in a way. So you have your head, you have your left shoulder, and now you have your right shoulder. For those of you that actually know how a head and shoulders works, usually you have a neckline, right? So we have our neckline. On the right side, usually price slightly dips below the neck before making the right-hand shoulder like that. This should dump. This is a massive, and I think it's even clearer on the week. Yeah, look at the weekly. Look how clean this head and shoulders is. I mean, it doesn't get any cleaner than this. This is ugly. This is extremely bearish, especially this. Bro, this is a telltale sign that alts are in for a lot of pain. A lot more pain than you thought was possible. What price do I think Bitcoin will reach next? I have no idea. Do I use Bybit? No, but this is a perfect time. I use Bitget. I have no idea why my chat bots aren't working, and I need to get them to work really quick because... Hold on one second. Streamlabs. So I use Bitkit. They affiliated with them. If you use my links, you get 15% off your fees, which are the lowest fees that any exchange offers. With that said, I love them. You know, obviously I'm biased because I use them and whatnot, but they are, and I've used pretty much every major crypto exchange that is out there. They have everything. They have trailing stop losses. They have trigger buys with an automatic, like you can literally set a stop loss with your trigger buy. So if I'm asleep, for example, if I'm asleep and I'm like, oh, I want to try and like long a breakout. So let's say, you know, this keeps going and this is my breakout point and I'm asleep, but I think it's going to break out. I could literally put a trigger buy right here, put an automatic stop loss like right here. It will hit. And let's say it fails, then the whole trade happened, but I was asleep and it was managed by itself. I don't have to, like with Binance and some of these other exchanges, what happens is you can have a trigger long or a trigger short, but the biggest problem for me is that okay, cool, the bot should be on now. I have no idea why they turned off. But the whole point of that is so that you can sleep. You don't have to stay up till 4 a.m. and wait and see if a breakout's out. I can't even tell you guys how many times I have had to stay up till 4 or 5 in the morning to see if a breakout happens at a major level. And sometimes, or most of the time, didn't even happen, right? It didn't even happen. I stayed up for no reason. And the time, like, I always wish that there was a way that I could put a trigger long with an automatic stop loss. And that's a huge benefit of Bitkit, is you can literally do that. And again, the fees are incredibly low. So you're getting an exchange that gives you more versatility. Plus, their support team actually responds to you. They're not like Binance where they take months to respond to you. Like I had Binance take 2 weeks to respond to me one time. I was like, this is crazy. I'm a client of yours that trades with 6 figures and you're not responding to me. And I need these people. Like I had Coinbase. I was moving money off Coinbase last week. Their support was useless. They hardly spoke. I mean, look, if you know English or you don't, it is what it is. But I speak English. This person I was speaking to hardly spoke any English. We could barely understand each other. They transferred my fees to the wrong address, and I triple checked that address, and I checked their transfer log, and I sent it to the right address. Their dumbass exchange sent some of my money to someone else's address. Thank God it was only $100, and I tested it, and I went to their support. So I've had issues with so many crypto exchanges. I haven't had one issue with Bitkit, and I've been using them for 7 or 8 months now. Granted, not the longest time in the world, but I've used the first 5 months I used Binance, I had some of the biggest issues I've ever had. Same with Coinbase. Like, it's ridiculous. Yes, you can leverage trade, although I don't recommend leverage trading. You guys know that even if you use my affiliate link, but guys, as much as I love you guys trading, and just so you guys know, any crypto trader that is affiliated with things and they have links that you can click on, just like any influencer, they get a certain % of that commission, right? So, but I always tell people, like, don't leverage trade. Like, I'd rather you, I get a bigger paycheck if you leverage trade, but I would rather you guys stay within risk and be safe and not blow your whole account, because leverage is essentially like going to a casino. Some people win, but like 90% of people lose. And that's why these exchanges are making monumental amounts of money, because everyone goes, oh, I could 20, 50, or 100x my trades and make a ton of money. Well, they end up losing a lot of money, right? So I suck in Apex, but COD without hackers are nice. I am masters in Apex. So if we were gonna play, you'd have to kind of get up there. It's tough. I'm trying to hit Pred. I'd really, really like to hit Pred. I really don't work or anything, so I'd like to get it like super into competitive gaming. I'm still young enough to do it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So you think that Bitcoin will be bullish or bearish? Watch the beginning of the stream. Leverage is useful if you use it correctly, but like 99% of people use it incorrectly. I've always said, leverage is really not something that you need to use to become a successful trader, and it literally just opens doors for you to lose quicker and more of your money. So I always recommend that people don't use leverage. What do I think about the markets in the next 2 weeks? Did you not watch the whole live stream? The purpose of leverage is to free up capital? No, the purpose of leverage is so that exchanges can make more money off of you. That's literally why it's there. There is no other point with leverage. Like, you have to remember, the exchanges are, when you make money on a trade, the exchange loses money on that trade. The whole point of leverage is so that they can make more money. They are a business. They're not some like free exchange. They are a business. They're trying to maximize their own profits. I think inflation will not go down. It probably won't. Not yet. Masters is really good and it's super ratty up there. Nah, dude, it's actually really aggressive. Like, you can't really rat in high elo because you have very, very aggressive teams that will steamroll you if you're just standing still. You have to remember, like, you can throw ultimates at a standing still team. Like, I can throw a Horizon ult on a team that's ratting behind a rock and they're all going to die. How did I build my crypto portfolio? A big part of it was dollar cost averaging in the last bear market. Big part of it was swing trading in between the bear and bull market. Also catching some of the big altcoin moves that happened in the last bull market. Any new collabs? I don't know. If you guys want someone to come in, just let me know. I'll ask them. But it's tough to get inspo because we're from 2 different countries. I like Savage, but he's just, I don't know. He's his own person. I have nothing against him, but I don't know if he knows how to macro trade. I don't know if he knows a lot of like, he's a good day trader, right? Like, I've seen his Discord, they make good gains and they lose a lot, but they win a lot. And that's what day trading is. You're trading a lot more. I'm not so sure he knows how the macro picture works because I've seen him change his bias like 5 times in the last couple weeks. But we'll see. Like I said, I don't know. But guys, I think I'm going to call it there. Maybe answer a couple more questions. But if you want to kind of keep up and get notifications for the live stream, I recommend you join Discord. It's free. Lots of good content, lots of good discussion in there. The link is in the chat and in the description below. With that said, guys, would love to see you trading with Bitkit. They're awesome. They're eating up the market share. Great exchange. If you use my links, you get 15% off your fees. With that said, guys, please, I'm going to go back to the Bitcoin chart and one more time show you that, one, these are my 2 rules. You never long in resistance, which we are in resistance, and you never short support. So here's your support, here's your resistance. Do not take a long unless this breaks out, or at least breaks out with good volume. Please, I'm trying to be helpful. I don't want to see people get burned for no reason. There are monumental amounts of exhaustive signs right now. Yes, we could continue to consolidate and maybe go up one more time. That's always a possibility. But if you have any sort of trading knowledge, you know what this is. You know exactly what this is. And to me, this looks like a double top. It confirms below 22.6, so we'll probably get something like that. I would imagine that we retest this low off a move like that. With all that said, guys, be safe. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Stop watching charts on the weekends. You're better off enjoying your weekend. Go see your friends or family. Go out and get some sun. With all that said, please be patient, use risk management, and good luck trading.